episode 13 of Open Progress. Hey Serge, what you been up to?
Hello, Tim. Well, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about my week-long trip to VEX Robotics Worlds and how we got there, what happened there in terms of the competition itself, and extra activities I guess we did, plus the reviewing of the new game that comes out for next year.
Nice.
What about you?
Right, about me. So, since we didn't participate in the last game, this is going to be our first game, and yes, we did reviewing of the video, reviewing of what we can do here, and basically we've planned out our first proper design for a first robot for the new game.
Okay, that's interesting, yes.
Yeah.
We haven't really done that yet, so you guys are ahead.
Well, yes, but we're also behind in the way of having less materials, a little less funding, so we'll see how it goes. So it's going to require a bit more skill to make something out of what we got.
Yeah, I'll start, because that's like
Yeah,
before
let's go.
you guys planned it. So, yeah, by chronological order, right?
Yeah, let's go, Carl.
Okay. So, the thing is, this year Worlds, they changed like the schedule of it. So why I said week long is because this time around they shortened the amount of matches per day that you have, so the whole event lasts longer than, for example, last year we had more matches in a single day, so it lasted a shorter amount of time. But this trip was fun. We went there on airplane. Most teams did, except we have a friend team, like a team that we're friends with who drove there, which was interesting. When we got there, we went to a hotel. First day was just like a travel trip. So we came there, went to a hotel. Besides the point, and they let us roam around the hotel for a bit, and then we went to bed. Next morning was the first time we actually went to venue, which was right across the street from our hotel, which is good. And we went to our booth. The parents like decorated it. It was fun because there's like everybody decorates it every year. Me and some other teammates started talking to teams that were in our division, since there's like different divisions. They're not going to put all 1,000 teams into one schedule. So they split it up into 10, so 100 teams per division. And we were in the Spirit division, which in terms of like difficult teams was on the bottom half, I would say, because our sister team was in Innovate, and they had like a super hard schedule, like insanely hard. Like we considered ours difficult based on the teams that we saw, but then when we saw theirs, ours was looked like a piece of cake. But so then that day we had one practice match, which doesn't count towards your score. It's just like a match to practice. And then we had one actual match, which we ended up losing both, which wasn't a great start. But we only had one loss on our record. So we had like nine other matches to go throughout the whole week. Note is the robot traveling in the airplane. Apparently, I didn't see this with my own eyes, but apparently when they were taking our box off the plane, there was like a little like step that the box just decided to roll over. So our bot got kind of cooked inside the case, and there were some parts that were bent. And my team saw that at late in the night, before the first day, and they tried unbending as much as they could. So the first day was literally trying to get the bot back into like usable state. So yeah, first day was an upset with the robot plus an upset with the game, but that was just one elimination. Next day we actually went undefeated that day, and that was like a good thing for us because then we actually had a winning record. Like that day we also started doing a lot more with our code, because obviously like the code could be different on different fields based on how they set it up, which is annoying. And we went to like practice fields there, which was a long line, just like a regular start to like a competition. We were obviously looking out for teams from the beginning that we would like to pair with for eliminations. We were a winning record, but we still had like a loss. And also, since we didn't get a lot of win points from our code, we were low on the rankings. So we really had to like try harder in the next day so we could get win points plus just get higher ranks with the winning record. So next day we almost went undefeated again. We lost. And then again we went through coding, we went to talking with teams, we went through like just matches in general. I was there taking pictures of them because I'm like a coder, but I'm a coder for skills and stuff like that. And then otherwise I'd be taking pictures of them for the Instagram. And then the last day, which was the day that we do our last match, and then we go to eliminations. And we had like 2 matches that day before eliminations, and we lost 2 of them. So I think we were like an 8-4 record. which isn't the greatest, but it's a pretty decent record for Worlds, in my opinion, at least. And we made it to top 20 in our division. So
Nice.
out of 100 teams, top
That's
20 is
great.
pretty
Yeah.
good. Yes. Yeah. And by looking, obviously, the top 16 teams might have like, since there's 16 alliances, the top 16 can pick a team that they want. But teams don't have to pick other teams that are like outside of the 16. So we were still in the region of getting to pick a team because like the first team, the team in like fourth place, so that already took a spot away. So we were technically like 19th, and it just kept going down the line until we ended up picking a team that was pretty decent for the robot that they had, but it wasn't the team that we wanted initially because there was a team that was higher than us that said they were gonna pick us, but obviously there's lying involved and obviously things happen like that, so they didn't pick us. And so I mean at least we made it to eliminations. That's a good sign. And we went to go practice with that team a lot in practice fields. We went like 3 times in line, which was a long wait, but we just kept going. And comes the round of 16 match.
Hmm.
And we are against one of the like the top 5 alliances. So it was a pretty difficult match. Like we had to lock in. And we were really banking on using our code to get ahead in that match, both
Right.
just like with points and with the bonus. But our alliance's code decently worked well. They at least scored blocks, and our code for some reason like didn't even like it scored like a couple blocks, but it like whiffed completely. Like it didn't do well. So we were already down points, and the other two teams were like pretty well. I think they were a China team, so like, what, what could we expect? So, I mean, we ended up losing that match. It was like a sad loss because losing in round of 16 is like, I
Right.
mean, you didn't get too far at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's not a horrible loss because you didn't get to like semifinals, but it's not like a super bad loss because you made it to round 16. And well, then after that, we just like packed up our bot, looked at our teams that we're friends with that were still going in eliminations
yeah.
like be over you. I believe they lost in quarterfinals, so against the China team, but it was a team that we actually based our robot off of.
Oh,
So
huh.
they like basically built our bot and they won against our team from Florida here. So and then also in our division we had the team that took the road trip instead of taking a plane. Their name is Box Boss. I don't know if I've mentioned them before.
Yeah.
Other videos of competitions. I think I've said we've paired with them or went against. So they were the 16th alliance. So
Hmm.
they were going against the first alliance, which is how
Cool.
it works. Like
Right.
the first alliance go against last and it goes until like the middle.
Right.
So the first match that everyone was watching was our friends versus the first alliance,
Hmm.
which was 2 China teams that were the best in their division. One had an undefeated record, so you know what happened.
Okay. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
And then in that elimination match, after the elimination, there was Dome, which is when the winning teams from every division go to the big stage and play their matches and decide who's winning. There was like some California teams, some Nevada teams. There was the pair of China teams,
Mhm.
and I think a couple other teams that was from Florida that we knew. There was a team called Capybara that was in our division that was good, and the team that won ended up winning the first two. It was
Right.
the China team, and we knew them. Like my driver knew them. I didn't know them personally, but I think my driver knew them. And the matches were great. Like there was a lot of strategy involved, and the interesting part about it is the team that won was known like one of the teams that won in the alliance was known for having a very short kid as their driver. Like
Oh,
he looked like he was in like 8th grade, but he
oh.
was actually in like 9th grade. So
Hmm.
and he won worlds, which was crazy.
Nice. That's cool.
And the thing is, obviously, when we were at Dome after the team won, they showed the game reveal for the new
Right.
game,
Yeah.
which, as you would know, is called Override.
Hmm.
And as they like brought out the field to make us look at the actual game pieces,
Right.
everyone was like booing the game because it was a stacking game and everybody wanted a shoot game. And they're also booing the lowered wattage of
Right. Yeah, of
the drive,
course.
which
Yeah.
is just like obvious, like that just makes their bot slower and there's a lot of things. And after that, they were selling the game pieces, which I actually have right here. This cost
Right.
$8.
Right.
So like our
Nice.
whole team bought it
Hmm.
and we just want like we could actually like already have the dimensions and everything so
Cool.
and just like as a souvenir for the next game.
Right.
So there was that, and after everything we went back to the hotel, rewatched the reveal video
Hmm.
and went
Right.
through every single detail of it, and made sure we knew like what each thing meant, especially because in this game they're forcing us to use their new AI vision sensors
Yeah, right.
for the QR codes that are on the goals.
Hmm.
And personally, on the flight back, I was looking into that and how it could be used. And I found out that it could detect game pieces, not just the goals and not just the QR codes. It can detect the game pieces and their color.
Nice.
So you could use this both in mostly in code, where you could say just like go to this red pin and then put it in this goal, and it's just like there. Like I know a lot of people hate on this game. I don't know about you, but I would think I kind of like this game because it would make us think a lot in terms of
Yeah,
strategy and
for sure.
especially code, because code's gonna be very important in this game.
Yeah.
So there's that.
All right. So should I get into how we're dealing with this new game?
Yes, and how your reaction was to the game. Yeah.
Yeah, so in terms of reaction, again, it's my first ever game. I don't have biases of I've built robots for better games before. I can't really say
Yeah.
that. So, I mean, I like it. I mean, it's a little complex compared to like the previous game, Pushback. It's got a lot more mechanics to it. I feel like that
Definitely.
because
Yes.
yeah, and that definitely makes it a harder game to make your first because it's a lot more technical. So
Yeah.
we'll have to deal with that. It's a little annoying that it's quite complex, but it is a very interesting game, and I think it's possible to do reasonably well at the state where we're at now. So, yeah, our driver, who I've talked about him before, he's the one who does online racing, and he's very into cars, so he knew exactly what the drivetrain limitation meant immediately, and he was immediately disappointed. But that is what it
I think everyone was disappointed with that.
yeah, but that's all right because we don't have enough motors to even get close to the limitation anyway, so who cares? We'll be
Yeah.
fine. Until we get new
Mhm.
motors, we're not even caring about that. But essentially, in terms of designing a robot, the biggest limitation we have enough metal, but we have a limitation of some other things that definitely, well, limits what we can do. And essentially, my thinking was this we have four motors. Two are 11 watt, two are 5.5. That means that we can put those two 11 watt as a two motor drive. That makes sense.
Okay.
One motor
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not going to happen, and we can't put all four in there. That's just wheels. That you don't have the rest of the robot.
You can't do
So
anything
we
else.
have two motors left, and we have the standard VEX claw. And in terms of what we have now, it's the best choice we have for a thing to grab the game pieces. So one motor
Mhm.
definitely goes to the claw, and that leaves us with a singular motor to get everything else done. And
Which is the arm.
yes, which is basically the arm. And essentially, it was a question
I
of
mean,
how do we flip the pieces because it's important their orientation. Sorry, you want to ask something?
I just wanted to say, like, you don't only have motors unless you guys have a limitation with like the pistons as well.
We don't have tubing for the pneumatics, so
Okay.
I mean, at the moment, we're also less skilled with using the pneumatics. So even if we got tubing now, we wouldn't be as confident with using them for a first spot. But
Hmm.
we'll definitely use them later on once we've got tubing. But at the moment, we've just got motors. And like I was saying, what's kind of important in this game is that the game pieces, since their orientation up or down obviously matters, and both the pieces and the cups and the cones both have importance in the sides. And
Hmm.
if you
It's gonna go,
flip
I'm
the,
guessing, back all
it's
the
gonna go
way.
back. It's all gonna exactly. It's gonna go all the way
Mhm.
back and all the way forwards. And if you flip the base, it's gonna have two indents on the two sides, so that when the arm is at its lowest position, it's angled in a way that the claw can grab the ones that lie on the floor. Because there are
Oh,
16 game pieces
yeah.
on the map that lie on the floor. That's more than in a majority of other places. And then if you just set it a little bit higher, then obviously you can grab the ones that get put in the corner goals. Not the goals. What
Okay.
the things are called where you add new pieces
The
in.
cups. The cup, yeah.
Not the cups. The things where you add them in the corner. I don't know. Where do you add new
Oh, the
pieces?
loaders.
There we go. Thank
Yeah.
you. So
You're okay.
essentially, that's what we're thinking.
Hmm.
That's what we're probably going to
Okay.
start building.
I mean, yeah, that
Yeah,
is, I feel like, the
and
most realistic thing you could do with your
yeah,
limitations.
and consider
And of course, you'll probably upgrade the drivetrain once you get
yeah,
motors.
for sure.
And then after having your practice with this spot, you will probably
Find things to
try to
improve.
use air with it.
Yeah, we'll
because I
probably
think
start using
you could
pneumatics.
probably make a better arm with that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, because there's also a new like size thing where it's highest you could
Right.
go is
Yeah.
50 inches,
Yeah.
which if you're going against a team who could do that, then you're definitely in a disadvantage. So
Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, I
it
just
is
have a
what it is.
question. What does your coder think about like the coding aspect of it and how he thinks he's gonna do that?
I mean, I think he's okay. He is good with it. We're getting him familiarized with the coding language and with what's going on here. He's very familiar with using C, so he should be all good with robots. He's definitely not
Hmm.
going to use block coding because we're at a computer science school. He's taken computer science for the last 3 years. He's more than
Yeah.
capable and actually kind of hates block coding. So we're going to be working on actual text code, and yeah, we're getting him set up. He should be fine. He seems okay with it. He seems capable, so we're gonna find out. In terms of
Hmm.
autonomous for the beginning, I don't think we're gonna be as capable of doing something like extreme and like a proper moving around. That's in the first matches and the first scrimmages. We're probably just gonna have like the arm go up and down to show that we can move a part of the robot. But besides that, I think for now autonomous is gonna be a weak point until
I mean, you could try going for like since you think you start with a pin
yeah.
in
We
your
could also
arm,
put it in your own
so
goal.
your code could literally just be taking that pin,
Putting it.
deciding which side it's on before you put in your arm, and just scoring that in your own goal.
Yeah, that is the most logical first action to do. It does make
Mhm.
sense. I've noticed that in the rules, you're not allowed to take pins or cups out of any goal other than your own team's goals.
Yes,
A
after the
little,
manual came out on Monday, last Monday,
yeah,
my team went through literally every single part of it, including the anodizing part, which
right.
means you
Okay.
can't color the bot, which everyone's upset about. Even teams who really don't color the bot that much. It's about not just the metal, it's about every part of it.
Yeah, yeah,
So we looked through every single part of it and saw that. So literally, if you just score a pin or a cup with a pin or more than that, the other team can't do anything about it
yeah,
unless yeah, and you can't score in their goals, so that's the only goals that they can really affect by
yeah,
swapping it. So I mean, the thing is with all these rules and all the new game in general, you will obviously have to see the first matches and do like participate in the first matches to see how everything goes and how everything develops. But like right now, it looks pretty scary in
yeah,
terms of
yeah.
like
A bit, honestly.
building the bot with like a 50-inch arm or not, or then having it limited to 18 in like the middle square at
Yeah,
endgame. And then also the code, which I feel like again, I'm not like putting you down or anything, but you guys are again gonna have a disadvantage with without having a vision sensor, which are
yeah,
like
true.
expensive. They're like
Yeah,
$100 each. So I mean, you just have to. I feel like this would be like your learning year,
yeah,
since I think you have you have another year after I graduate, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But okay.
So I feel like
I have 2 more years at this school. During one of the last of which in the middle of the year is when I apply for U.S. universities. So effectively,
uh-huh.
I have one more free year of not final exams, final end year of school next year. So I have that,
Mhm.
and that's probably when we're going to be still going on with VEX and probably doing a more competitive year. This is going to be our learning year.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Okay.
There's
Well, yeah,
it's a
and
complicated game.
super difficult game to be as your first game, but
Yeah, but
I mean, it is what it is, the timing. So, I mean, like I've talked to you personally before, you could talk to me about the Vex in general. I could get you communications with my teammates who are better at different roles than I am.
right.
So, I mean, everything will go as it is. I know your principal is providing you with more materials, so
If we
you can
do
use
well
that.
for scrimmages, yes.
Yeah.
So
So, I mean, just focus on the bot right now, do as much as you physically can with it, and then see how it goes.
yeah, thanks. Of course, we're bumping up the total number of sessions per week, so we're meeting 3 times a week now, so we can get as much
Oh,
time
nice.
building the bot as possible.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's going good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Of course, we'll see what we can do with this game.
Yeah, I mean, my team, I think we might start building in the summer and testing in the summer. It also just depends because we might wait for China to build a bot and then test it at one of their first
Right.
competitions so we can see what their robots are looking like.
Okay.
But I know a lot of teams are starting building right now, so it's just the start of the year and just see how it goes. So
Yep.
there you go.
All right then. Well,
I mean, unless you have any questions for me, I think that's it.
no, not particularly. All right then. Well, thanks. This is great,
Thank you.
and see ya.
See you in the next episode.